Jeremy Sockman here with another movie dug up from the mud pits of history. This one doesn't seem to get unearthed much as time goes on, but I'm here to brush off the dirt covering it and expose it to the light. It's The Lair of the White Worm, starring Hugh Grant and one big white worm. But is that all that's going on in this one? Let's take a look. Angus Flint starts to go digging in the backyard of a bed and breakfast and unearths a giant skull of what he thinks might just be the legendary Dampton worm. He's all pumped to learn more, but when a pocket watch belonging to the missing father of the Trent sisters who run the place shows up in Stone Ridge Cavern, he gets the itch to help them explore. Seems like the slippery lady Sylvia who lives down the lane likes to prey on people who stop in, including a young boy named Kevin and a police constable named Ernie. When she finds the skull, she swipes it and hawks a loogie on the cross, which makes Eve trip out and see images of a bizarre acid dream flashback.
Eve? Eve, you all right? What happened?
I'm all right. Don't thoughts. Just blacked out, that's all.
All right. Now, can you make the stairs?
Of course I can. What do you think, I'm a blooming invalid?
When Lord James and Angus piece together the facts that Lady Sylvia is sacrificing people to the legendary White Worm and also happens to be a snake vampire, they put into motion a bagpipe, snake charming LP, and poison antidote plan to trail her back to the worm and their missing pals. Just when it looks like she's gonna feed Eve to the White Worm, spoiler alert, Angus snaps out of it and makes Lady Sylvia the next sacrifice, before dropping a grenade down the worm's gullet, just as Lord James gasses the place. Everything goes boom and they save the day. Or have they? Seems like the snake bite may not be as cured as everyone thought.
Yes, you were given the wrong serum. Oh, and if at the same time you can't...
Now, the Lair of the White Worm not only contains a lair and a white worm, but also lady snake vampires. If that doesn't sound like the perfect movie, then it's surely gotta be close. But what sets this one apart from all the other White Worm movies that don't feature Lairs or Hugh Grant is the message Ken Russell was hoping we'd fertilize our lawns with. You see, the Lair of the White Worm is a stunning indictment of the entire field of archaeology. It's only when Angus goes digging and uncovers the worm skull that Lady Sylvia starts to chow down. She'd been chilling out for hundreds of years just doing her thing until the nosy Nellie went and uncovered buried history. Then she had to put the kibosh to it.
All right, you discover a skull, a prehistoric skull. Is it conceivable that it could have been the skull of a giant snake?
It's possible.
Okay. And before it's been properly identified, it disappears.
It was stolen.
Very possibly. And on the same site, you uncover a mosaic of a giant snake dating from the Roman occupation?
Well, there could be a connection if that's what you're driving at.
This movie wants to tell us that learning about history is only going to unleash things that were better left buried. Here it's a massive flesh-eating worm, but it could just as easily be an Egyptian curse, nasty sex rituals, or questionable religious practices. Sometimes things are forgotten about for a reason. It's better to keep them that way. Besides, when was the last time knowing anything about what happened before you were born did you any good? Is knowing about mummies or knights or mythical white worms going to help you reboot your computer or remember your Wi-Fi password?
This is getting daft. We could have stayed at home by the fire with a good biology book.
Ken Russell realizes that the past is the past, and the only thing that bringing it up again is going to do is get you snake bitten. I'm Jeremy Sockman, and I'm giving the Don't Dwell on Yesterday, instead focus on today message slithering through the lair of the White Worm, my seal of approval.
If you know anything at all about history, you will know that human sacrifice is as old as Dionin himself, whose every death is a rebirth into a god ever mightier. Shit.
Gonna tell you about a worm. He's the funkiest worm in the world. Okay, sing it, fellas.
There's a worm in the ground, yes it is.